What is up, folks? Oh, you can't see me. I forgot to go. Hi there. So what's up? So today I am working on my blog, and I have several things that I could write. One thing in particular that I went into this again was, you ever seen that error generator run? Every single time I hit it, I have to. Well, so just last week, babel-plugin-transform-async-to-promises, which I have seen before. It always. Well, as it turns out, that plugin Act and a bunch of other big told me that it was to be used by the types. And I didn't see it. Maybe it. But yeah. So I was looking at it again, and there are still a couple that I don't really know about or ever. So that's what I want to write about. The other plug instead. So yeah, that's what we're. You know what? I just realized I can't hear when I'm. My bad. All right, sorry about that. I was quite quiet, and it was because I turned my gain down on my thing because I was testing out this wireless microphone. Did not work super great. So sorry about that. But anyway, let's just jump into it. Yeah, Babel plugin, transform async to promises. It's gonna be great. We're gonna have a good time. And I'm thinking what I'm gonna do is, if you look at the Babel REPL, I was looking at some of the issues just to make sure that there wasn't anything like really big. And I saw this one, I was like, oh, that doesn't seem good. And then I saw, oh, while true, I like very rarely do that. And so I probably don't care, but it would be nice to be able to see what this plugin is transforming this code into, so that I can see why it's not working, and maybe make it a little easier for people to report issues and stuff. And so I pulled up the Babel REPL. I added the Babel plugin transform async promises plugin, and got this error. And so that's super annoying. And maybe like we probably should fix this on the Babel REPL. But I thought, you know what? It might be nice to just have a code sandbox that I could pull up, install some Babel plugins, and run some code through it. So at the risk of wasting my morning on something silly. Nope, I'm not going to do it. Nope, I have so many things to do. So instead, I'm going to make a little demo project locally that will just be like a regular node thing. Yeah, that's what we're going to do instead. All right, so we're going to start out with that. Go to my desktop. We're going to mg is makedir and go to that directory. Async to promises demo, and git init and npm init and npm install. I've got it in my clipboard here somewhere. That thing. Oh, gotta have a space there. And we're gonna need Babel core and Babel CLI, I think. No, we won't need Babel CLI. Let's just do Babel core for now. I need something else later. Let's pull up our code, VS Code magic here. We're gonna add index.js. And actually, you know what? I'm gonna do this like it's a regular project. So we'll do a source directory. We'll have these will be dev dependencies actually. And now let's have a build script, build. And so that means I am gonna need Babel CLI. But let's, for right now, we're gonna add our Babel config, and why am I getting, there we go. Plugins, and we'll just have this one as our plugin. Needs to be an array, those things. Sweet. Okay, so with that, then, oh yeah, let's go ahead and get, Babel CLI. I can't remember. I feel like, whoops, my bad. Pull that back. Babel CLI. Yeah, okay. Dev dependency, Babel CLI. And wait, don't want to update the package JSON while it's trying to update itself. So then we'll say Babel source output is dist. Okay, and then we're going to say console log. Actually, let's just say the function go. I guess we should call it main, huh? Have it async. No. Yeah, async. And we'll await foo for, I don't know. What's a async thing we could do? Const, oh, I don't want to do anything. Okay, let's do it like it's a front end thing. So we're going to await fetch, example.com, data.json. There we go. Data, or response, data equals wait response.json. And console.log data. There we go. Sweet, that'll do it. Just needs to be simple. Let's run that build, and we've got, that's not good. Babel. Do it right. Oh. Oh, we need to do that. Yeah, I never use Babel directly anymore because I have KCD scripts. So let me just see what I'm doing there. Build. What? Right. Go to scripts. Build. Babel. There we go. And yeah. Let's put source at the end then, I guess. Try this again. Run that build. No dice, but we do have a dist directory. Well, that's pretty crummy. Let's just get rid of that, see what happens. Oh, it's successful. Okay, so this isn't boding very well. Let me see if there are installation instructions or something. Like maybe you need to have other things. Nope. Well, let's dive in, I guess. Option click. There we go. Destination path. Program path. Get body. Find. I wonder if I just remove async from. Nope, that won't work. Gotta be async. What if I just do this function? Whoops. Foo. I mean, we gotta figure out why that's not working before I recommend it to people. But I want to see. Okay. Oh wait, no. Yeah. Good. So come back up here. Oh, you know what? I need to get ignore node modules. And we want to do the dist. Okay. Was that helped? Can't have a top level async function apparently. Okay, for some reason I'm not getting any chats, but I think that there are chats. Live chat. Pop out chat. Yeah, there are a ton of chats. What's up? Weird. Let me pop this back in. How do I do that? Live chat. Well, I don't know. I'll just put the pop out down here. That's weird. I don't know why I wasn't seeing chats, but thank you, Andy P, for those 60 rubles. Looks like that's about $1. That is super awesome of you. Yeah, so people were commenting about my sound. Sorry about that. Hopefully that's been fixed. Am I recording in a tunnel? Okay, it looks like everything's better. Oh, it's Tanner. What's up, Tanner? Babel on Monday? You're crazy. I love Babel. Babel's great. Yeah, I can't imagine why putting this at the root would cause issues. But it's good to know that the plugin does actually work. In general, just for some reason, it's having a little bit of trouble right here. Is helper definition. So it's looking for interesting. Yeah, it can't deal with this. It just can't deal with this by itself. Let's have it with something. Okay, interesting. So this is what we're gonna do. Because this is not something you would ever do anyway. Let's do an export default. Get data. We'll call this get data. There we go. That'll work. Okay. So they didn't test something that people would never ever do. Okay. I'm actually curious now if this will work. Other thing. We'll make it async. Who capitalizes stuff? I don't know. Not me. Try this again. All right. Other thing. Continue ignored. Holy guacamole. Aw, thanks for the super chat, Krunal. Yes, thank you. That's nice. Super tiny. Oh, my bad. Sorry about that. I forgot to turn on my live stream thing. I should automate that so that I don't have to do that when I start live streaming. Okay, so I'm good. I don't need to dive into this any further. Let's get rid of that. I'm curious about why there's so much stuff. What I'd really like is for the helpers to be in another module like babel-runtime. Let's just see what happens if I try to add babel-runtime. Babel-run. Nope. I don't need to do that because I've only got one plugin in here. And that plugin is the thing that's adding all this code. I'm just worried that if we had multiple files, that these helpers would appear in all of those. So we're going to add an index2.js, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Watch this. Duplicate code. Boom. All those helpers. So that's too bad. Global await not supported yet, but coming soon. That is true. It is not supported, and yeah, there's an open issue for that. But I'm going to file a new issue. Externalize helpers. Hi. Awesome plugin. Thank you. RP something. I was wondering whether any, actually let's double check the issues first. Hey, I've ran into this too. I ran into this as well, and you will find that if you add more to the code, it goes away. I'm not personally for example, oops. Take that garbage, this garbage, or default. Add that, or you could do ooh. Just need to. I'm not really concerned about this because there's no real world where you wouldn't need to have a all right, sweet. Trying to help out external helpers. Ooh, external helpers. Ooh. Oh, hold it. What? Maybe we can just document this for him. That'd be a nice thing to do, right? Holy macaroni. This thing brings in a lot of dependencies. Look at those dev deps. Where are my deps? Bundle. Where are my regular depend? Oh, these are Babel dependencies. I have more than one thing installed here. Okay, wait. I wanted to get into there because I wanted to dive into here because I wanted to look for external helpers. What? The nap. Nice. Okay, so this is why we write blog posts about this, so that we can help answer questions that come up through. Save that, run the build, and watch this. Kapow! That is excellent. That's exactly what I wanted. I was just going to open an issue about this. Thanks for mentioning the option. We should probably... I was going to... I'll make a pull request to add it to the docs. Name is, what is his name? Ryan Petrich. All right. Let's go to the README. Let's click this little edit button that isn't there. What happened to the edit button? I thought I had my, can I have the, good. Yeah, see, it's at weird. Well, okay, because I'm using the GitHub, refined GitHub extension in Chrome, and it's a little pencil there. That's okay. We'll go to the README here, and then we'll click this pencil right. And then come down to yeah, and actually this yeah, this should probably, I'm gonna do a different default to looks like he likes them. Go. Docs, add, export. So, so that code. Closes number for that number. Where was it? Oh, there it is. I just commented on it, so it went up to the top. Number 51. There we go. Propose file change. Create a pull request. Create pull request. Is it only me? Oh, it's because I'm mumbling. Sorry. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to change my, is it filters? Yeah, I've got a noise gate, and I think my open threshold and close threshold need to go down. So if I mumble like this, then it won't be. But then if I whisper, no, that should work. No. Okay, maybe that's a little bit too much. Let's do. Sorry to do all this like live changes on you, but then if I. Yeah, see, I can hear the fan from my. Do you know what the fan is actually? Well, it's actually my laptop, but the thing that takes my DSLR camera. Well, actually, it's not a DSLR. It's like a mirrorless. I don't know about these cameras, but it's a fancy camera. It takes my fancy camera and turns it into USB thing. It's like this giant box. The fan is literally always going, even if my camera's off. I don't like it. And I know that there's like this little Elgato stick that you can use, but somebody told me that it was really not super great. You had to like restart it or something all the time. But I'm kind of starting to think that I want to get something else because this fan is always on. It's annoying. Like even if my computer's off, it's on. That's weird. Okay, so I'm going to put this down to 36. Yeah, I'm still catching my fan. I was at 32 already, so maybe 33. There's nothing for it. Is it your biggest fan? Yes. LOL. Okay, I'm going to put it just up to 40, and who cares if you can hear my fan. Okay, actually you can't hear my fan, so. Sort of. It looks like sometimes it can like close all the way, and then it just waits there until it bumps up again. Have you noticed async to promises improving performance versus async to generators, or is your motivation purely motivated by usability code size? Actually, my main motivation is traceability or like the stack trace. Not only a stack trace, but also that super annoying regenerator runtime is not defined warning. I despise that. It's super annoying. I run into it way more than I feel like I should. And so that's a big motivation. But yeah, it's mostly the stack trace when I'm bumping through that. It's just super annoying. So that's the main motivator. And it just like personally feels like we should async await just maps better to promises in my brain, and so seeing a stack trace that goes through promises just makes more sense for me. And seeing like output code, if I'm gonna dive into the generated code, I'm not sure about like size or anything, but yeah. Okay, so that's that. We're coming in. We're gonna get rid of this. I'm gonna go back to the issues. We're gonna go to README. We're gonna go edit, and we're gonna go this number 52. We're gonna come down here and add output with external helpers. Oops. Enabled. And we'll just, let's see. Copy this thing. And I'm going to add my export default fetch. And I'm going to add a comment here. The above examples, in the normal case, helpers are added to the top of the file for the async and await functions as well as others. This can cause bloat in a code base due to duplication of helper code in every file. So you can, to avoid this, enable external helpers. I don't want to type it. Great. And those will be imported instead. So then I can come up here, we'll just copy all this stuff, paste that here, and we can get rid of this, all this, boom, 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 boom. I think we just have those two helpers, yep. Okay. Assume overall code size increases with generators since it goes from async to generators to state machine functions with all the bells and whistles generator support. Agreed. 100% promises seem to be much cleaner mental model for mapping async await, since async is just syntactic sugar on top of that, whereas generators are for implementing reentrant functions and iterators. Couldn't have said it better myself. In fact, I really couldn't have. But that was fascinating. Thank you, Alexandros. Right, sweet. So we're gonna docs add note about external helpers, closes number 52. Propose file change, make a pull request, create pull request. Sweet glory, I'm so happy that was a thing. Great. Okay, so now I'm going to come in here. We don't need to worry about that index2 thing anymore. I don't know why I deleted this thing, but there we go. Here we are. We've got this other thing. And, oh, now that we've got this, I'm curious what other thing looks like. So continue ignored for return true, and then void 0. Okay, yeah, so this, I'm guessing, this for function thing needs to return or have some sort of state associated to it to know when a break happens, because the break right there happens there, and that should set some state that says, okay, we're no longer continuing. So that's what's going on there. Well, I don't need to worry about that. So I'm just going to get rid of, well, I don't care about this. We're just going to get rid of this. And you know what? I'm just going to grab their little example, because that makes sense. All right, sweet. Then we're going to go build that thing. We got our index, and boom, there it is. Look at how beautiful. What? It's amazing. Great, so we've got our simple example of how to configure this thing. And yeah, that's it. That's enough for my blog post. So let's make this blog post. So we're gonna come over here. I'm gonna generate node generate blog post, and it's titled what is that error? I'm gonna reference this blog post. I'm not just taking their sweet SEO juice. Fix generator runtime is not defined. With here we go. How to fix the annoying regeneratorRuntime is not defined error with Babel plugin, that thing. Sweet. Categories, JavaScript. Keywords, async. Oh, rats. That wasn't a multi-input thing. Okay, boo on that. I don't want to type those in again. So here we go. Copy this. Paste it in there. Copy this. Paste it in there. JavaScript, async, await, promises, regeneratorRuntime, Babel, config. Yeah, Babel. All right, sweet. So now we're looking for something that'll look really good for this blog post. The guy looks so happy, and he's holding this, an orange angle grinder. Yeah, angle grinder. Yeah, it's terrifying. Let's see. That's terrifying. That's almost terrifying enough to make it the image. I'm okay. I'm gonna pop those two open. We'll keep on scrolling for a little bit. Here, let's do generator. Nope, nope. Okay, we're gonna scroll down to the bottom, scroll up. When you're on an infinite scroll and you're like, I'm gonna scroll forever, just go down to the very bottom and then scroll up, and you won't scroll forever anymore. Yeah, I don't like anything better than what we have. I think I'm going to use the cat. It is terrifying, but wow. That's how I feel when I see this error. So, okay, and now we're compressing the image with tinypng.com, which is great. I've got a blog post sort of about this, if you're interested. Or I think it, yeah, there you go. An argument for automation, where I talk about what I do and how I do it and stuff. There's links to things and whatever. You can go play with that. It's kind of fun. There we go. It's done. Let's go fix regeneratorRuntime, blah, 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 blah. Great. Look at that. It all generated for me. Now let's start up the dev server. And every time I see this error, I have to look it up to figure out what's going on. And I always forget that I actually, if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, then it'll make me a code block. And I'm going to just copy it from this person again, because I don't want to generate the error. Don't worry, I'm going to direct traffic this person's way, and they're going to love it. In fact, I might just do it right here. The best blog post I've found for fixing this error is by so-and-so. Yeah. And the title of the blog post. All right. And this person. Great, it's going to be all caps, isn't it? Man. All right, it's Rusan Bagja. And let's get the about. Nice. Hey, Rusan, if you're ever watching this. Twitter, there we go. You know what? Let's just link to his website. You know what? He probably wants Twitter followers. Let's link to his Twitter instead. They get his website from his blog anyway. So he describes. Let's make sure that's If he doesn't specify a pronoun, then I'll go with what I'm judging he looks like, and it looks like a he. So I don't know if Rasan is a man's name or not. It sounds like maybe it is. Okay, anyway, he describes the problem and several solutions really well. So feel free to follow that. But I'm not super pleased or super happy with regenerator anyway, and would prefer a different solution. So quick review. This error shows up when trying to compile async await syntax to, you know what, Alexandros, you helped out a lot, because now I'm just going to use what you said, to generators to state machine functions. Yeah, to generators, then to state machine functions, and finally to state machine functions. And then finally, there we go. Here's an example of that compilation process. Okay, now I gotta do something that I didn't want to have to do, but we're gonna do it anyway. So we're gonna grab this, copy that, paste it in here, and we're gonna come up, you know what, actually let's see if we can get this to happen on the Babel REPL, because I don't want to do it locally. I don't know what words you said. Those are not English, and I don't speak anything but English. I'm not as good of a person as I should be, or not as smart, or I don't know everything. I'm sorry. I'm gonna stop talking now. All right, so we're gonna turn on. No, presets. No. We're gonna do async, only official plugins. There we go. That's the one. Boom. Look at that monstrosity. Let's just do input and then output. Wonder if I can enable helpers. Babel plugin async to generator helpers. Helpers. Nope. Okay. Let's just, yeah, actually let's leave the helpers in there. And we'll leave the helpers in ours first, and then I'll show how to externalize helpers. That'll make sense. Okay, you know what? Let's we're gonna disable prettier here really quick. So what we're gonna do is we'll prettier the input, but not the output. So then prettier, ignore. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, sweet. So and let's just give it a title. Output, generator output, async input, generator output. Sweet. Actually doesn't look quite so bad when you look at it like this, but you got yields and stuff and generator functions and whatnot. Oh, actually, we want regeneratorRuntime. This is going just to generator functions, but we want more than that. Regenerator, transform regenerator, boom. There it is. Okay, that's what we want. because we're building for browsers that do not support generators. Yep. What a pain. If you look closely, you'll notice you'll be able to find our bits of code in there, but only if you look closely. You may also notice that there's a reference to a variable called, whoa, had the wrong thing in my clipboard. What? I didn't clipboard it. All right, regeneratorRuntime. Whoops. And actually my dev server should be up now, so I should be able to look at this. Nope, it is not up. What is going on with that? Oh, it failed. Oh, I forgot to reinstall after doing some stuff and merging some pull requests and stuff. Okay. I'm so glad you can't smell me right now because I just used new deodorant today and it smells gross. I will be getting my regular deodorant, thank you. Yeah, just too strong. Okay. Yeah, look at, isn't that just, ugh, ah, where's my code? Here's some of my code right there, I guess. Yeah, like such a nightmare. That is super not fun to debug. In the browser, or to debug and step through with debugging tools like the Chrome dev tools. You may also notice that's a yeah, that's a reference to this dude. Maybe I should mention him later. I think I'll just reference this module. It's supposed to reference the regeneratorRuntime module, and if you want to get that, and the error we're talking about comes up when the code isn't configured, or when Babel isn't configured to reference that module properly. To learn how to do that, please, or how to fix that, feel free to read through what's his name? Risan's article referenced above. But wow, that code looks nothing like what I wrote, and in my mind, async await maps way better to promises than to generators. Anyway, it's always been a surprise to me that, when I first discovered that async await, let's put that in code stuff, was compiled to generators, I was surprised because it let's see. Because in my mind, async await maps way better to promises. So I expected that it would be compiled to promises. The folks who work on this, I'm sure, have good reasons for compiling it to generators, but I would personally like, I would prefer to work with promises in the output, or if I ever had to read the output, the compiled output, or actually, you know what? I just had a thought. Let me try something really quick. Grab this. Let's go to the TypeScript playground. TypeScript playground. See what they do. And config target these 5. Whoa! Yeah, they do generators as well. Boy, what a pain that is. What a pain. All right. I just looked up Alfred clipboard helper thing you use, and I think it'll come very handy for me later. Yeah, Ahmed, it does. It's awesome. I love it. Glad that you are joining me in experiencing the beauty that is Alfred. All right, from compiling it to generators, but I would prefer to work with promises if I ever had to read the compiled output or debug, step through the code with a debugger. Here. Which I don't, granted, I don't do that often, or step through the code of the debugger. Granted, I do that all the time. Yeah. Luckily for us, there's a pretty mature, good morning! There's a mature babel transform plugin, babel-plugin-transform, that will compile async await to generators, or to promises. It's called, or it's by, what's their name, and it's called, what's it called? Whatever it's called. There we go. Let's go get some links. Whoa, what just happened? Oh, I'm in the wrong thing. Okay. And we can get rid of that. And get rid of that, and that, and that, and that, and that. Wait, that's localhost? Sweet. Look at how scary that is. It's almost as scary as that. Isn't that terrifying? Yeah, scary cat. All right. Sweet, looking good. So this is what we're gonna grab. It's called this. And it's by this person. I don't want to view their commits. I want to see their profile. And let's find their website. And, whoa. It is, okay. I think this was optimized for mobile. Okay, tweak week. Huh, okay, so what we're gonna do instead, wow, I can't select anything. Ryan, well, Petrich, nope, Ryan. Twitter, there we go. That's good. I like it when people use the same profile picture everywhere. It makes things way easier. Ryan Petrich. Need to jump in something. I'll get back to the slide coding session. Sweet. Okay. With that plugin, we go from, we can get this output. Let me turn off the, turn that to false. We'll run the build again, and we'll turn it back to true. We'll copy all this. Let's make sure we prettier ignore. Now all we need is to make sure we supply a promise polyfill, which we'll probably be doing anyway. And this code will just work. TM. Here, let's see. Let's hop into a browser, and I want to see what the stack trace looks like. Maybe I can get a snapshot of that or something. Oh, I have a playground already. Get rid of that garbage. Delete, remove. Playground. Do I want this? What was this? Oh yeah, this was... Yeah, okay. I don't think I need this anymore. Yeah, let's just get rid of that. All right, save this. What is that? Oh, we don't need an export default. Window dot, save that thing. And we'll hit go. And then we'll await fetch as object URL, https example.com. And here, let's put a debugger statement right there. Slash blah.json. This is probably not very representative of the real experience, but all right, so then we can, let's see, go right here, play through. Failed to fetch. Oh, right, because blah.json. Let's try github.com/kentcdots. Let's just see what happens. Oh, boo. Boo. github.com. There we go. Try this again. Go. There we go. Nice. And look, promise then async. We can jump back to our await. We can jump back to our own code. Yeah, it makes so much more sense. Part of me wants to make like an actual demo of this stuff. What is that? Readable stream. Sweet. So I can show a real stack trace and compare. Here, let me take the other version of this. And let's do create a new snippet. We'll just put it right there. We're going to need regeneratorRuntime. Okay, we'll just copy all this, paste it at the top, see what happens. Put a big line there. Okay, save that. Hit go. Rats. Oh, it's already been declared. Well, fine. We'll refresh. At least it parsed. Go. Sweet. Then we fetch Oh, and let's put a breakpoint in here somewhere. Where's my code? There it is. Go. I don't realize they convert my async await to generator. I think your plugin is really handy to debug output code. Thank you so much. Well, it's not mine, but I'm glad to have brought it to your attention. Look at that garbage. Wow. Try catch, invoke, generator step, next. Async generator step, next. Async generator step. Like, wow. That is not easy to follow that. So yeah, maybe I'll, okay, let's just play through. I'm going to rename this. We'll rename this one to async-to-promises.js and rename this one to async-to-generators.js. Okay, we're going to refresh. I'm going to get a screenshot of this. Did that refresh? Okay, so we're going to do async to generators first. Let's get a breakpoint in here. And we'll hit go. And grab that call stack. Oh, I'm gonna, here, I'll just get more than I want, and we can trim it down later. And then let's hit refresh here. Let's go over to async to promises, hit go on this thing, and stick a thing in my code there, and hit away that. Oh, whoops. Oh, shoot. There, let's refresh. I don't want to have red underlines. I don't know what that'll do to my output, but it might not be good. All right, and check that. Wow, man, that's so great. This is totally going to make my point. Let me grab all that. Okay, now let's come back over here. We snag this. Bring it down to call stack. And just do that. Boom. Crop that. And you know what? We don't need the scroll bar. We'll just bring it over here. Whoa. Clip that out. Boom. And I don't want to have that line right there, so we'll just clip that out too. Look at that. Oh, you know what? I don't like that line either. Let's just get rid of that. Okay, cool. So that's regenerator. And this one, bring that thing down to call stack. Bring this over right there. Bring this up to there. Over to there. Yep, looks good. Crop it all out. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Which one would you rather debug? That one. You don't see which one I'm pointing to. It's this one. Okay, so then we're going to do promises. And then we're going to come over here. Check this out. I'm going to go to tiny PNG. I probably should have this as part of my build, but I don't. I want it to be small in my repo as well. So I just click and drag those. Then we'll download them. And I should just have it automatically saved to the desktop. I still haven't configured it to do that. We'll come over here, stick it in my images, and now let's compare what it would be like to debug what the stack trace looks like. Now, here, actually, I'm going to put the stack trace for this one. For example, here's what the stack trace looks like if I add a debugger on the return line of my code. Oh, no, not a code snippet. We want a picture. Images, regenerate. Okay, I don't know how to spell regenerator. Regenerator.png. Stack trace with, how many lines is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah. With 16 lines. Mostly not my code. Yeah. Note that most of those lines are not my code, and even the lines that are a result of my code are indistinguishable from the helper code. Really a pain to debug. That's a real pain to debug. Okay. Transform async await to promises. Okay. And take a look at this stack trace. And image, we want images, promises.png. And how many lines on this one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And what was the alt that I put up here? We'll do basically the same thing. Where did I put that? There it is. Stack trace with 6 lines. Stepping through that in a debugger is way more straightforward. Way fewer lines, lines in the stack trace, and stepping through that in a debugger is way more straightforward. You know what? Your real actual experience in doing this is going to be slightly different because you're going to be using source maps. And so I'm trying to think of the easiest way that I could get this up and running with like a legit scenario with source maps and everything. Let's see if I can do something with this. Fetch as object URL foo.json. And we're going to add foo.json. Success. True. Okay. Did you just hear my stomach rumble? Because it was rumbling. Okay, so then we're going to say then data. Then we'll say error. Console.error, error. Console.log, data. Okay, cool. And then we're going to make a index.html. And this is going to just have a script as a source. It is dist index.js. Say that, run the build, and rats. External helpers won't really help us in this case. So let's get rid of that. What is that font? I've got a short URL for you. Okay, so now the helpers will be just in the file. So it should work all by its lonesome. We'll open index.html. And it opened somewhere. Here it is. Let's take a look. Oh, and we got to copy stuff. Where's the Babel help? Copy files. There we go. Oh, oops. Run that build again. We got foo.json and refresh. Failed to fetch. Oh, boo. That's annoying. And px serve. There we go. Localhost 5000. There we go. Foo.json not found. Well, golly gee. Let's do. I wonder if I can do relative to this file. Does that work? Okay. I don't want to rebuild, so we'll just. There we go. Refresh. Nope. Okay. So we'll just do dist foo.json. Here, actually, you know what? Let's just put this in here. I wanted, oh, serve dist. There we go. Oh, boo. This is now there. Now we refresh. There we go. Blob. Very good. Okay, cool. So with that now, so if you've already addressed it, is there a benefit to that? Yeah, the benefit will be the subject of the blog post. So I did address it, and you'll get to read it later. So, okay. I wanted to add a debugger. Oh, I want to make source maps. That's what I want. Babel help. Let's scooch this over so I can see that. Help output. We've got source maps. Source maps. They're in here somewhere. Oh, there it is. Source map. Source map. Boom. Let's do build, copy files, and source maps. Let's try that. Try the build. Output dir requires file names. I think it's not output dir that requires file names. Oh wait, I think source maps requires an option. Yeah, that's what it was. There we go. Okay, so now, here, let's get our, I'm gonna pop open this serve dist. Just have that always serving. And let's do a debugger statement right here. And we're not gonna do blob. Well, yeah, that's what my blog post is doing right now. Boo on that. I'm gonna come back here. Blob. Fetch data. We'll just rename them all to fetch data, and then blob is going to be JSON. And then, for goodness sake, that's probably not going to work. Create object URL. Okay, right? Is that going to work? Hopefully it works. Hopefully I didn't just mess everything up. Oh, this right here. Criminy. Okay, let's just take a look at what this does when I change this. Fetch data. Oops. And then this is going to be JSON. And then we're just going to return the JSON. Okay. Now let's rerun that build. I should probably just enable watching, but you know, it is what it is. Fetch data looks like this now. So let's just come over here. We'll paste it in there. We'll get rid of the debugger statement. Okay, let's just see what they do if I don't have a debugger statement first. So don't want to mess this up. Okay, then let's put that debugger back. Rerun this. Now I have this in my clipboard. We're going to come back here. We're going to paste it right there. We're going to save it. And very good. Okay, cool. So now, let's jump in here. We got our debugger. We got our success is true. We've got all this glory of happiness and joy. And it's awesome. With source maps. Now, things are a bit different in the real world when you're using source maps. So, so here's, I should probably just get rid of everything and just show source maps. Yeah, that's probably what I should do. Okay, but this is what we're going to do right now. Going to snatch this. Okay. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to come up here and grab the regenerator stuff. And we're going to paste it in our dist stuff, all right up here. And then regenerator. Is that it? Yep, that's it. I think. Nope. I had it in here somewhere. Nope. Rats. Okay, well, let's go find it again. Yeah, this is it. I'm going to paste all this up here. Save that. And come back here. Hit a good old refresher. Where is it? Why is it in a different tab? Move this over here, get rid of that. All right, sweet. So refresh. Success true. We got to put a debugger in there. Oh, wait, I need source maps. For crying out loud, I got to actually build it for reals. All right, fine. So we need... You know what? Here's what we're going to do. We're going to have promises, and we'll have no, that's fine, index. So we're going to do babel help. My input, or we'll just do a specific file, and instead of outdir, we'll do oh, no copy ignored? What? I'll have to look at that one later. And delete dist on start, or dir on start, that's nice. But I'm looking for out file. There we go, out file. So we just do one file in, one file out. Out file, dist promises.js. And actually, let's do out file. Yeah, dist promises. And we'll make the git ignore, we're not going to ignore the dist. And source map's true, source index.js. And then this is going to be build promises. Build is going to be both of these things. And build regenerator. We're just going to make this like more legit. So npm run build promises, npm run build regenerator. There we go. And then this is going to be dist regenerator. Source map's true, source that. Very good. And then we need to have a different config. So the output file will be that. The source map's true. And plugins, isn't there a plugins option or something? Config file. Oh, sweet. Okay. So we're going to do babel-rc or regenerator JSON. Okay. And promises babel-rc.json. Okay. And then we're going to come down here, snatch you up, paste you right there. And yeah, before I'm all done, I'll do the external helpers thing. So yeah, we'll leave that. Well, we'll just put it like this in case I forget. Copy this, paste it in here. And then what was it that I did? We needed, nope, not that one. I think I've got it in here. These two. Can I copy those? Rats. Why can't I select and copy and paste babel-plugin-transform-async-to-generator and plugin-transform-generator? Babel-plugin-transform-async-to-generator and Babel, what was it? Plugin-transform-regenerator. Plugin-transform-regenerator. And then I think we also need to have, where's this? Which solution? Transform runtime. Babel plugin transform runtime. Okay, cool. So then we need to install all of these things. Yeah, let's get rid of the commas. Copy all that and undo all this stuff. And then we also are going to need Babel runtime, I think. There we go. Cool. And I don't know, let's just try to run the build. It worked. Sweet glory. All right, let's get rid of the index.js. And in our HTML thing, we'll have promises and regenerator. Okay, sweet. Let's see if it works. Refresh. Sweet. So this is not, wait. Is this a source map? Source map from regenerator. Refresh that sucker. Dive in. Step into that. Yeah, so you can't step over or step through. What? Yeah, so that's not. Are we loading this script twice? Hold on a second. There's something weird going on here. We shouldn't have an index.js anymore. Let's close that, start this up again. Where is this index.js thing coming from? Oh, no, index.js, that makes sense. Wait, does it? Okay, you know what? We're gonna do different inputs for these. Or, I don't know. Maybe source maps doesn't make regenerator so bad after all. So what I'm kind of thinking. Yeah, see, because they're both the same input, we get the same. Yeah, okay, let's back up. We're gonna do different inputs. Regenerator.js. Copy all this stuff in here. And this is gonna be promises.js. And we're gonna get rid of the foo.json. We'll just leave it where it is. We'll come over here. Okay. Source. This is promises. Regenerator. Okay, I think that'll do. Huh. Oh, okay, that's why the stack trace looks so nice, because we weren't actually compiling anything. Why not? Oh, because, for goodness sake, I forgot to pass the config option. Where's the config option? Config file, I think is what it's called. Config file, there it is. Config file, promises.babel-rc.json. And we'll do the same for this, except it'll be regenerator. Let's try that. And there we go. That is correct. And that is correct. We've got, you know, I kind of don't want it to do the runtime helpers though. I want it to inline it. So what we're gonna do is instead of the runtime thing, we're going to import regenerator, the regenerator module. Regenerator, where is it? Yeah, okay. And we can remove it when we do the helpers for the other one. Okay, so now let's run the build. Let's come over here, refresh. We got a debugger on the promises. Nice. And then cannot import statement outside of module. Okay, well, poo on you. Yeah, that makes sense. Do we have a regenerator UMD? Okay. I guess this does work in the browser, so let's just try this. Go index, script, source. There we go. Okay, promises go through. Oh, right, we gotta get rid of that import statement from here. Promises and fetch data already declared. Boo. Fetch data, regenerator. Hold on a second. I got my son. Just give me a little bit. right, I'm back. Sorry that when my kids get home, the first thing they do is come down and say hi and read me one of their school books. And so my son is in kindergarten, just a half day. So he wanted to come and read. It was fun. Okay, good. Let us continue. That was deleted, apparently. Okay. So we've got promises. Yeah, that was what I was dealing with. All right. We ran the build. And now is this... No, we got to run the build again. There we go. Fetch data promises. There we go. Come back over here. You know what? I'm tired of swiping like that. So just one swipe. Here we go. Refresh. Fetching promises. Fetching regenerator. Why do I have a debugger statement there? Who knows? All right, there we go. That's what I expect to see. This garbage, even with source maps. Yeah, okay, just wanted to make sure. Actually, async await to generator is much simpler than async await to promises. It's just the generator to ES5 state machine that makes a mess. I don't disagree with you, but let me show you why I'm still not a fan of to generators. So if we were to do this, just get rid of this one and then run the build. So now we're compiling down to generators, and then we come back over here, we refresh. That's our promises. Now we're here at the regenerator. I'm still not super psyched about this stack trace at all. But if I do the promises stack trace, it is way simpler. So yeah, it's still bouncing all over the place though, so that's not cool. But here, let's refresh this, dive into that, and something is messed up. It's almost worse when you have source maps enabled. Yeah, see, here we're hanging out in the await utility, but we're not seeing it because we've got source maps on. What garbage. It's all bad. Man. All right, let's try the regenerator thing then. Fetch data regenerator. We're going to dive in. Why is it... Huh. Why am I able to dive in here, but not in the promises one? Let's come back here. Comment those out. Save that. Let's just refresh. We're just in promises here. And I dive in, and I don't go into the source. But with the regenerator one, I did. Huh. In my opinion, the stack traces are bad anyway, and the trick is to develop an environment which doesn't require compilation at all. Well, I don't know how you could do that unless you just don't use the features. You just write for your baseline target, which I think would be kind of hard. That is weird that it should be taking me to this just like it does with the generator one, but it's not. Yeah, see, I should be able to dive in like that. But it's not letting me do that. What's different? Yeah, it should have me dive into there. I don't know. Oh, using module versus no module splits. Yeah. Fair point. Yeah, very fair point. Maybe I shouldn't write about this. Well, it's not just development though. Because during development, like you don't have to compile anything. You just async await. It's for production debugging, which I guess, Yeah, I'm starting to think maybe I should write something else. Because honestly, my the promises one is, I just thought that it would be a lot better, and it was until I actually tried to go with source maps, which is what people will actually be using. And regenerator, I mean, they're both bad. That's where it comes down to it. They're just, yeah, none of them are good. Yeah. All right, this is what I'm gonna do. We're gonna git add all this stuff, git commit. And we're gonna get create. I'm using GitHub's hub CLI thing, and it's great. And we'll git push, and that's as far as I'm gonna go with this. We're gonna do something else. Well, that was interesting. That was kind of fun, but yeah, people should just do what that one dude said. Okay, and this is what I'm gonna do here. Git add all the things, git commit, or here it's git branch, regenerator versus promises, git commit, add part of a blog post, git push, git checkout, master, and let's start over. Okay, what are we gonna do? I had other ideas. Let's see. I pull up my notes. I think I wrote something down just like yesterday. Oh yeah, this one would be pretty good. Make sure your test can fail. So, I've got to think of a good example, and I can probably do it in a code sandbox, which is nice. So I don't have to create a project locally or anything. Let me just delete some of this stuff that I created while I was doing all that. Okay. I've got this React Code Sandbox template that I've got a short URL for. Let's fork it before I do anything with it. Let's update all the dependencies and stuff. And then, let's see, what can we do as an example for this? So, we need to have an example of a component where you're not, where you think you're testing the right thing, but you're not. What if we do actually not even a component? We could do like a utility function, which is a simple utility that I've actually got an example of this. We've got testing node apps here, and we want the utils, auth utils. We have this is password allowed, and we'll make a file utils.js. Export is password allowed, and then what's an input I could give it that wouldn't actually be testing what I think it is? Nope. Anything I think of is just way too contrived. So this probably won't do. I need something that's more complicated. Whenever I'm teaching, I'm always telling people, like whenever I'm teaching testing, I'm always telling people, make sure that your test can fail. And like, I'm just trying to think of when I say that, because I always demonstrate it when I say that. Oh, okay. What about a function that throws an error? Throws an error when you give the wrong input, or when you give, like, it throws two different errors. Yeah. Okay. So we could even do it with this is password allowed. So we could say if password.length is greater than 6 or is less than 6, then throw new error password not long enough. Else if and then non-alphanumeric, throw new error password must contain a non-alphanumeric character. If throw new error password must contain a digit and a capital letter. I probably could have done some multiple cursor magic on this. Throw new error password must contain a capital letter. Contain a lowercase. Let's do an uppercase and return true. There we go. So then we could just say have one test that says it throws an error if it doesn't contain an alphanumeric character, but we aren't actually testing that because we or let's see, we could say it throws an error. Oh, you know what? Actually, it would be even better. Here, let me copy all this just in case, but I'm pretty sure it would be even better without these errors. Yeah, because like I could say, you know, it returns false if there's no lowercase letter provided, but we actually forgot to include a non-alphanumeric character. So we're not testing this line of code. We're actually testing this again. Yep, that'll work. Okay, so we're gonna do here, open the tests. Check this out. We're just gonna render open the test, get rid of all this. In fact, document, here, let's do this. Dot inner HTML, boom, open the tests. Ha, take that. And we'll go into this, we'll delete that, confirm, we'll make a new, this is going to be utils.js, and I wonder if the vanilla has tests. Does a vanilla one have tests? Code sandbox. Create team, no, I want to create a new sandbox, new vanilla template. Tests. Okay, so we'll do new file or new folder, tests, and a new file, utils.js, test thing, tests. Sweet, the tests work in the vanilla one. Nice, we're gonna do that then. Okay, hold on a second. I gotta wipe somebody's bottom. My wife is busy. I'll be right back. All right, there we go. Yeah, Brian, I'm pivoting. Okay, cool. So, yeah, we're going to index.js. Actually, we don't need the index.js. Open the tests. We'll get rid of that. And this is going to be our let's see, make sure the test can fail. There we go. And let's rename this to utils. Yeah, .js. And we'll come over here, grab the utils thing, and we can get rid of that, and paste that here. Okay, cool. And then we can import from utils is password allowed. Okay. And we can say, can I split this? Split, like magic. And we'll move that, move this. Disallows passwords less than 6 characters. Is password allowed? Yeah, let's do, so the one that I want to have fail is when we are trying to test lowercase letters. So we'll have the other ones pass properly. So we'll say or yeah, we'll just say A, B, C. Yeah, we'll make them all be bad actually. To be true. Or can we do to be true? No, truthy. To be true. There we go. Or false. Right? Why is this? Ah, what just happened? I accidentally hit the wrong button. Can I have config here? I want to config. Config? No. I'm getting a phone call. That phone call was automatically screened because it was spam. template, yep, that's not what I wanted. All right, well, come back over here. Just get rid of that. Well, no, wait. Sandbox config, code sandbox config. I want default module or default view or something. Configuration options. Port, no. It sure would be nice to have some more options. Like, I want to have a specific, I want it when people open this that they go straight to this file and straight to the test, but whatever. Okay, so let's split this again. And open up that. There we go. If you want to make the test default test, you need to move the tab to the left. Oh yeah, thanks. I forgot about that. That is helpful. It still would be nice if it opened the file by default, but you know, what do you do? Okay, so disallows that, and expect is password allowed. Well, here, let's just do disallows on all these, and then we'll have test allows passwords that are good. Expect is password allowed. AB3 dot. That's all the words. Now it's just a matter of length. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G to be true. Oh, it needs to be greater than, so. Right? Or that was greater than. There we go. Sweet. And we'll have test disallow. Here, actually, let's just copy all this. Passwords that do not contain contain a non-alphanumeric character, a digit, a uppercase letter, and that needs to be an uppercase and a lowercase letter. Okay, cool. So actually, I could probably just leave it like this and be like, hey, look, all these tests are passing, but they're not passing for the reason that you think that they are. So this is good, actually. So we're going to say right here, less than 6 characters here, and let's actually, we'll get rid of that one. It'll be all secret, like, no, here, we'll just do that right there. No, we'll put it right there. That's fine. Okay, non-alphanumeric character. Okay, don't contain a digit. Okay, fine. Don't contain an uppercase. Okay, and don't contain a lowercase. Okay, sweet. And all the tests are passing, right? So here, we're gonna rename this. I need to save that, I guess. There we go. So we're going to rename this to utils bad. We're going to make a new file, utils good.js. Copy all this, paste it in here. And then less than 6 characters, alphanumeric character, EFGH. Let's just add an H here, just for good measure. EFGH, and EFGH, and then EFGH. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There. Okay, so those are failing for the right reasons, and check this out. Say lowercase letter, the utils bad will continue to pass. Oop, we gotta get rid of that. Utils bad continues to pass, utils good will fail. because that test was good. It was actually testing what we thought it was. And then we can do the same for this one. That one fails because uppercase, boom, digit, boom, non-alphanumeric, boom, and password length, boom. Less than 7 characters, actually. Good. And this needs to include an H. All right, this will be a good one. So let's node generate blog post. Oh, sorry, I realized just now that this is very small font. I super apologize to those of you who are viewing on mobile devices. This would have been maybe better. Yeah, my bad. Okay, cool. So we're going to generate a blog post, and this one's going to be titled "Make Your Test Fail." Ha! That's like got a pinch of clickbait. When writing tests, make sure they can make sure you're testing what you think you are by making it fail. Okay, categories, testing. Yeah, testing I guess is also a keyword. I don't know. I never know what to do with that. Testing, JavaScript. It's kind of general, so best practices, thought leadering. Okay, so make your test fail, or maybe fail. That's pretty good. That's also pretty good. You should totally be wearing a helmet. What is wrong with people? Wear a helmet. I mean, that is so weird. Why would you not wear a helmet when you're doing stuff? I don't know. That doesn't make sense. Love never fails. Oh, that's nice. This one's good. Let's just use this one. Have I used that before? No, I don't think so. Okay, we're compressing that sucker. I should have it like generate all the files and then compress it. Let's do generate blog post. Oh, but I need to get the banner credit. Wait. Where's my... oh, no, that's getting the banner. Yeah, photo, and then banner credit. Yeah, it's not that big a deal. All right, so then we're going to go make your test fail. There we go. Let's run that dev server. Have you ever seen a test go green and be surprised? I know I have. This happened. Sometimes this happens. You expect it to fail, but it passes. It somehow passes, and you don't know why. When that happens, do you 1. Thank the testing gods for their blessing and move on? 2. Scratch your head for a minute. Yeah, maybe just figure out why it's passing. I don't know. I just wanted to say that first one because I think it's funny. Figure out what's going on. If you answered number 1, then you're not alone. But I want to tell you, give you why it's important that you make sure your test is that you figure out what's going on. And make sure that, because it's very possible that you've written a test that cannot fail. Actually got a really good example of this I don't want to forget. So expect thing. Yeah, so expectation with no assertion. Okay. I've definitely seen that before. Oh, there's also expect thing to match snapshot empty. Yeah, I've seen that before too. Excuse me. Okay, so let's go to localhost 8000 blog. Just want to see that it's there. There it is. Hello. Very good. Consider the following scenario, or the following tests. Let's go here. Here, I'm going to rename this. Make your tests fail. Okay, and this is a demo for my blog post. And it won't be a local host, it'll be kentseedodds.com. There we go. All right, so we'll consider the bad tests first. Those look like pretty solid tests, right? We've got a function called isPasswordAllowed, and it disallows disallows passwords that are missing key characteristics. However, can you tell that, or let's see, these are all passing. These, tests are all passing. Why write posts on localhost? Because I'm running locally. I will publish it. It will not be, I'm not going to just serve up my browser to people. It'll go to the internet. Okay, these tests are all passing, but they're actually not protecting us from our function breaking. Here, let me show you what I mean by showing you the implementation of our function. We want our utils. Grab that. Do you know what's wrong? Whoop. Wrong now. Can you tell what's wrong now? The problem is that for all these tests, the reason the function returns false is because they aren't long enough, not because they're missing characters. So if I were to comment out the line, out one of these lines, my tests would continue to pass anyway. Let's just grab this. Comment out this one. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Line 8. All green. And this is why it's so important that you make sure that once your test is passing, you go to the source and ensure that if you break the functionality you're testing, that your test will fail. Otherwise, someone could inadvertently, I don't know how to spell that word, break your code and the tests wouldn't catch that. Those kinds of tests are worse than worthless because they give you not only do they not give you confidence, but they give you a false sense of security, which means you won't bother testing, or you won't bother you won't think to write good tests either. And sometimes code coverage can help you find, here I'll also say, sometimes code coverage can help you find places that you're missing, but in our example above, they don't. Those lines are covered by the first test that verifies a password or a valid password, or the function returns true for a valid password. Under close scrutiny, you might notice the line hit count isn't high enough, but people rarely consider, but that it's unlikely you'd catch that, or you'd notice that. Okay. Another mistake I see pretty often, or I have made, I see and have made myself, two similar mistake, or yeah, two other related issues I've seen pretty often and have fallen prey to myself. Prey? That's right. If you're not careful, two things to, actually, is there a way, just snapshot, or let's see, just ESLint plugin. Let's go to this snapshot. No large snapshots, prefer inline snapshots. There should be a rule for no empty snapshots. You can avoid these common mistakes with this rules. Prefer inline snapshots and empty or expect, valid expect. Hey there, what's up? I feel like that should be a separate section. Also, in general, just avoid snapshots if you can. Okay. If you can find a better assertion. If you can find a better assertion, and snapshots, use it. There we go. Okay, and conclusion. Here's what a good test for that is password allowed function would be like. With each of these, if I comment out the code that the test is specifically testing for, the test will fail. So now I know that these tests are actually providing me value, and rather than giving me a false sense of security and generally being in my way of shipping, Good luck. All right, sweet. this one's good. Feel pretty good about this. Let's just make sure that it looks good. Yeah, I should probably put a path here. Tests, utils.js. Let's put that right. Cool. All right, looks good. So the last thing that I'm going to do is I want to record a video for this. We'll see if my kids can be quiet for long enough for me to do that. And then I'm going to go get lunch. So this one's going to be a pretty quick one, I think, because there's not a whole lot to it. I just got an email from a front-end engineering technical recruiter at Facebook. Should I interview? No, I'm not going to. Facebook has some really cool employees that I'd love to work with, but boy, do I not want to work at that company. That's for sure. Yeah. I'm sure it would be really, really fascinating, like the size of scale of problems. But yeah, I feel like some of the problems they're dealing with are of their own making. Not the types of technical problems. I'm not talking about technical problems. I'm talking about like systemic problems. Okay, cool. So here's what I need to do. I need to change my screen resolution to do a recording. And that's going to mess up the live stream a little bit, but I'll adjust it and hopefully it's not too bad. So record. Let me just get things up and running. And there we go. It's all messed up. So let me see if I can resize this properly so that it at least doesn't look bad for you. Something like this, I think. Okay, wait, no, we want that. Okay, so it's not perfect, but should be pretty good. Okay, so I need to record, not video, desktop, that one. We've got this, and we're gonna come over here to this one, and we're gonna pump that out, and we zoom that down to right around there. Maybe right here. Scooch that over. Get rid of this, get rid of that. And actually, we're going to fork this. Let me copy this, paste it to the bottom. PS, here's a code sandbox of those tests. Okay, cool. Let's fork my own sandbox. Okay, and we're going to come back to our files here. We're going to get rid of utils good, confirm. We're going to go to utils bad, just call it utils. We're going to get rid of this sandbox config JSON. We don't need that. Probably don't need any of that, but that's all right. So now, scooch that over. Okay, and let's do Zen mode. There we go. Okay, cool. Nice. All right, and let's refresh. Just gotta do Zen mode again. Zen mode. Well, here, let's get the files open that I want. And that. Close this. Zen mode. There we go. Okay. So, Yusung, I saw a blog. The blog seems to deploy to Netlify. Is your post share on Facebook? Get HTTP code 404 if Netlify disabled pre-rendering. Oh, so it has nothing to do with Netlify. I'm building my blog with Gatsby, and so, yeah, Netlify is not doing any pre-rendering. These are just static files that go onto Netlify CDN, and then when Facebook goes to get it, it doesn't even need to run JavaScript because all the content is right there in the HTML file that was generated. Thanks, Gatsby. So, okay, cool. So we've got our tests here, and I think what I'm going to do is, I think I want to just demonstrate the problem rather than write out all these tests. So I'm going to just be like, hey, look, I've got some tests here, but there's a problem because if I comment out one of these, all of my tests continue to pass. So the way that we solve this is by making tests that are actually useful, by saying, here's all the characters, here's a test that's good. It fails because it should be false when it's true. So then I'm going to remove this. Now it's false. And now I'm going to go to the alphanumeric part of this, comment that out, and it should fail. Boom, and it does, and it fails because of alphanumeric character. So we're good. We know that this is actually working. Now I wonder if I have room that I could do these side by side. Yeah, I wonder, what if I bump this up, hit refresh? We should get the, no, come on now. Push the stuff to the bottom. Okay, there's got to be a way to control that. Can I do that over here? No, come on. Ah. Thought that I could do that. Okay, well, layout, wait. Cool, have fun with that. All right, nope, that didn't do what I wanted either. All right, well then, that's too bad. So we won't do side by side, that's fine, because there's just not enough room to do it. We'll scooch these over here. Have this just right here. Let's do Zen mode. Cool. Yeah, so these are bad tests. They're not any good. Okay, cool. So I think we're good. Good to go. So let's grab this. We're recording now. Coming over here, and please, kids, be quiet for just a little bit. Here we have a test for a utility file, and we're testing the isPasswordAllowed function that should return false if the given password is not allow. So we allow passwords that are good, so this has all the characters that you need for it to be a good password. And then we're checking that it's long enough, so it has to be longer than 7 characters, and if it's less, then we'll return false. If it's missing an alphanumeric character like we have here, then that should also return false. If we're missing a digit like we have here, then that should also be false. And then we also have a test for an uppercase letter, which we're missing here, and a lowercase letter, which we're missing here. Now, all of our tests are passing, but there's a really critical problem here, and that is that these tests aren't actually testing what they're supposed to be. So if I go to my utils here, let's say that I comment out the digit, I make some sort of typo or something that removes that logic. If I save this and my tests get rerun, my tests are still passing, and that's a serious problem. And the reason that this is happening is because I haven't verified that these tests can actually fail in the way that they're supposed to be failing. For example, I commented out that digit. For example, I commented out that digit logic, and my digit test is still passing. And so the reason that it's still passing is because as we follow through the code path here, we're passing the password here, and we say password.length is greater than 6. Well, it's not greater than 6, and so it's going to fail for that reason, not because it's missing a digit. Now, this is a really simple scenario, but there are all kinds of scenarios like this that are a lot more complicated in your code base probably. And so you'll want to make sure that when you write a test that you can break the thing that the test is making sure won't break. And so let's go ahead and fix some of these things. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take all of these and we're going to replace these instances with a passing password here. So these passwords should return true, and instead we're verifying that they return false. And so this will go through the entire length of the function, and then we're just going to remove the pieces that make this password invalid. So for example, this one, it needs to be less than 7 characters, so let's make it less than 7 characters like that. And so that should make that particular test pass. And then this one disallows non-alphanumeric characters, so let's get rid of the non-alphanumeric character, and now that one's passing. This one says it disallows passwords that don't contain a digit, so if we remove the digit, then that should start passing, except we verified that that test will fail, so let's comment that out. So let's comment that back in, and now that test is passing. Let's verify the uppercase letter, so let's get rid of that uppercase letter, and now that test is passing. And then we'll verify lowercase letters, so we'll remove that lowercase letter, and then we'll make these all uppercase so we have enough characters. So E, F, G, H, we'll save that. And now that one is passing as well, even though we still have that red underline. So let's go ahead and verify that all of these tests are testing what we think they are by commenting out the pieces of our function that these tests are actually testing. So if I comment this one out, then the test that should fail is the one that verifies that it needs to be longer. So here disallows passwords less than 7 characters. Perfect. And then if we come down to the non-alphanumeric, the test that should be failing here is the non-alphanumeric one. Great. And then we come down here, the test that should be failing is the digit, contains a digit, there we go. And then the uppercase contains an uppercase and lowercase. Do not contain a lowercase. Oh, I'll have to edit this part. And in your eagerness to do all this, make sure that you have the syntax proper so that it actually compiles. There we go. Lowercase letter. Perfect. And now we can comment everything back in, and we can feel confident that the tests that we have are actually verifying that the function functions properly and that somebody couldn't accidentally come around and break our test and break our function, thanks to having tests that actually give us confidence that the function works. Sweet. I'll say one more thing. So when you're writing tests, always make sure that you verify that that test can fail in the way that you expect it to fail. So when you're writing tests, always make sure that that test can fail in the way that you expect it to fail. Sweet. That was good. All right. There we go. And let me restore our video transform fit to screen. Boom. That's better. Okay, cool. So now with that, I'm going to scooch on over here. We're going to set our mix to mono, smooth volume levels. That was actually a really good take, so I don't think I'll have to edit a whole lot, which is great. We'll come back down here, get rid of that, and give it about half a second. here we have a test for a utility file, and we're testing the isPasswordAllowed function. That should return false if the given password. And I just need to watch it and catch the spots that I need to edit out, and there aren't too many, so I'm going to watch it in like kind of a fast motion. So, is test string set as variable will be more clear? I don't think so. I think it's plenty clear as it is. Is not allow. So we allow passwords that are good, so this has all the characters that you need for it to be a good password. And we're checking that it's long enough, so it has to be longer than 7 characters, and if it's less, then we'll return false. If it's missing an alphanumeric character like we have here, then that should also return false. If we're missing a digit like we have here, then that should also be false. And then we also have a test for an uppercase letter, which we're missing here, and a lowercase letter, which represents a serious problem. And the reason that this is happening is because I haven't verified that these tests can actually fail in the way that they're supposed to be failing. For example, I commented out right here. For example, I commented out that digit, for example, and my digit, for example, I commented out that digit logic and my digit path, and my digit, and my digit test is still passing. Here we go, failing. For example, I commented out that digit logic and my digit test is still passing. And so the reason that it's still passing and my digit test is still passing. So the reason that it's still passing is because as we follow through the code path here, we're passing the password here, and we say password.length is greater than, so you can break the thing that the test is making sure won't break. And so let's go ahead and fix some of these things. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take all of these, and we're going to replace these instances with a passing password here. So these passwords should return true, and instead we're verifying that they return false. And so this will go through the entire length of the function, and then we're just going to remove the pieces that make this password invalid. So for example, this one, it needs to be less than 7 characters, so let's make it less than 7 characters like that. And so that should make that particular test pass. And then this one, it disallows non-alphanumeric characters, so let's get rid of the non-alphanumeric character. And now that one passing. This one, it says it disallows passwords that don't contain a digit, so if we remove the digit, then that should start passing, except we verified that that test will fail, so let's comment that out. So let's comment that back in, and now that test is passing. Let's verify the right here. Now that test is passing. Except verify that test will fail, so let's comment that out. That test will fail, so let's fail, so now that test will fail, so let's comment test will fail, so let's comment that back in. Oh, it's amazing how you can splice those two things together. You could not tell the difference. Test will fail, so let's comment that back in. Yeah, that's awesome. And now that test passed. Okay, let's just put that right there. Here, actually, there's probably a spot where I'm just sitting there doing nothing, so let's cut that. Move that first. Speed this up. And speed this up. Actually, hold on a second. Oh, there we go. Verified that that test will fail, so let's comment that back in, and now that test is passing. Let's verify the uppercase letter, so let's get rid of that uppercase letter. And now that test is passing, and then we'll verify lowercase letters. So we'll remove that lowercase letter, and that's passing, and then we'll buy lowercase. So lowercase letters, so we'll remove that lowercase letter, and then we'll make these all uppercase so we have enough characters. So E, F, G, H, we'll save that. And now that one is passing as well, even though we still have that red underline. Now we still have that red underline. So let's go ahead and I don't need to say that. Save that. And now that one's passing as well. Now that's well. Even though we still have that red underline. So testing as well. So let's go ahead and verify that all of these tests are testing what we think they are by commenting out the pieces of our function that these tests are actually testing. Our function that these tests are actually testing. So if I comment this one out, then the test that should fail is the one that verifies that it needs to be longer. So here, disallows passwords less than 7 characters. Perfect. And then if we come down to the non-alphanumeric, the test that should be failing here is the non-alphanumeric one. Great. And then we come down here, the test that should be failing is the digit, contains a digit. There we go. And then the uppercase contains an uppercase and lowercase. Do not contain it. And in your eagerness to, and now we can comment everything, and in your eagerness do not contain uppercase and lowercase. And in your eagerness to do all this, make sure that you have the lowercase. And in your eagerness to do all this, make sure that you have the syntax proper so that it actually compiles. There we go. Lowercase letter. Perfect. And now we can comment. Okay, I feel like we maybe need to push that out just a tad. Give a bit more of a pause. Uppercase. Hi, Adam. Contains an uppercase and interesting lowercase. Sounds very interesting. And in your expose it to a sandbox mirror. I don't know what you mean, but it sounds interesting. And in and lowercase. And in your eagerness to do all this, make sure that you have the syntax. Is it possible to parse mainframe code to a client code? I have no idea. I'm sure it's possible. You're talking about like mainframe code as in like, what is this? Fortran. I don't have any experience with that. And lowercase. And in your eagerness to do all this, make sure that you have the syntax proper so that it actually compiles. There we go. Lowercase letter. Perfect. And now we can comment everything back in, and we can feel confident that the tests that we have are actually verifying that the function functions properly, and that somebody couldn't accidentally come around and break our test. And break our function, thanks to having tests that actually give us confidence that the function works. Thanks to having tests that actually give us confidence that the function works. Sweet. So when you're writing, I'll just have that go all the way to the end. I'll chop that out. Here we have, and that somebody couldn't accidentally come around and break our function, thanks to having tests that actually give us confidence that the function works. So when you're writing tests, always make sure that that test can fail in the way that you expect it to fail. Give it just a titch more. There we go. Okay, sweet. Save this in our ScreenFlow thing under blog. And this is going to be make your test fail. Save that. And then export this thing to files, no, photo, no, wait, what? Home. Blog, there we go. Make your test fail. Boom, there it goes. All right, sweet. So let's go to get this uploaded. I'm doing it over here because I don't want you to see my super duper secret sauce. No, just kidding. There's just private information on here that I want to keep private. So create new lesson. Okay, and make your test fail. Get confidence from tests by making, no, just make your test fail. And a summary, if you're not careful, you can write a test that doesn't that's worse than having no tests at all. You know what? That's a great description I should have for the blog post. Oh, I forgot about that. Okay, we can get rid of this. Oh, and actually, this is probably the code sandbox that I want to use for the thing, so let's keep that around. The description, there we go. Nice. All right. So, in this lesson, we'll learn why that is and how you can avoid it by making sure your test can fail. All right. Yeah, you can still hear like the fans and stuff because my noise gate, I raised that up a little bit. I'm gonna see if I can just lower it just a tiny bit. Okay. Yeah, still the fan is there. Okay, whatever, that's fine. Let me get this uploaded. Okay, it is uploading now. And I can actually go to my Egghead blog playlist. We'll edit that and add this to that playlist. Fail. Make your test fail. Boom. Save and view. Upload is processing. Add code. Let's go over here and let's turn off Zen mode. Share. And we want just enable that. And we want this to be open. And there we go. That looks awesome. Copy that URL, paste it in there, save and add tags. JavaScript. Actually, it's jest, I guess. And close. Sweet. It looks so awesome. And so then, oh, before I do this, I almost made a mistake. I like to link to the blog post from the Egghead video, and I can't update it after I publish it, so gotta be careful here. Blog post. Let's get rid of that. Make your test fail. It's not going to be localhost. It's going to be kentcdodds.com. It's going to be HTTPS. And it's make your test fail. Make your test fail. And save and view that sucker. There we go. And has it processed yet? Nobody knows. Looks like not. I got to review it and then publish it. But here's the URL for the embed. Let's get rid of that guy. Get rid of that guy. And we're going to go to ES modules, MDX. Yep, here we go. Just going to copy that guy, paste that here. And then instead of this, we're going to do that. There we go. Cool. Now if I go to here, there it is. It's not for members. It's actually just not published yet. It'll be free. I just need to wait for it to finish. And actually, while I'm waiting for that, let's go to app.convertkit.com. And I hope that this doesn't show my password. I'm not going to take a chance at it. That would just be super annoying. It's a long password. Okay. I'm going to go to my sequence, general newsletter. And I can bring this back over here now. Scroll all the way down, add a new email, make your test fail is the email. Paste that. I'm going to grab just a random one of these, copy all this stuff, paste it all in, and change up the stuff. And then here, I've got it. My code works, and I have no idea why. Images. Okay, we'll do this one. Save image. And we'll come over here. Ever had this feeling? And let's insert an image, drop it. We need to add an alt text. Meme, code, meme, link. Ah, heck, I'll have it linked to my blog post. I got a message from Slack. Oh, it was Egghead telling me that I uploaded a video. Looks like it just processed. Sweet. Hold on a sec. So I have this JavaScript file, and it's exporting this appended. I can bring this over. Function, and I want to use this without compiling the export. I want to use the export. That's the wrong window. I don't need you. I need this. There we go. Here we have a test for a utility file, and we're testing the isPasswordAllow function that should return false if the given password is not allow. So we allow passwords that are good, so this has all the characters that you need for it to be a good password. And then we're checking that it's long enough, so it's longer than 7 characters, and if it's less, then we'll return false. If it's missing an alphanumeric character like we have here, then that should also return false. If we're missing a digit like we have here, then that should also be false. And then we also have a test for an uppercase letter, which we're missing here, and a lowercase letter, which we're missing here. Now, all of our tests are passing, but there's a really critical problem here, and that is that these tests aren't actually testing what they're supposed to be. So if I go to my utils here, let's say that I comment out the digit, I make some sort of typo or something that removes that logic. If I save this and my tests get rerun, my tests are still passing, and that's a serious problem. And the reason that this is happening is because I haven't verified that these tests can actually fail in the way that they're supposed to be failing. For example, I commented out that digit logic, and my digit test is still passing. And so the reason that it's still passing is because as we follow through the code path here, we're passing the password here, and we say password.length is greater than 6. Well, it's not greater than 6, and so it's going to fail for that reason, not because it's missing a digit. Now, this is a really simple scenario, but there are all kinds of scenarios like this that are a lot more complicated in your code base probably. And so you'll want to make sure that when you write a test, that you can break the thing that the test is making sure won't break. And so let's go ahead and fix some of these things. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take all of these, and we're going to replace these instances with a passing password here. So these passwords should return true, and instead we're verifying that they return false. And so this will go through the entire length of the function, and then we're just going to remove the pieces that make this password invalid. So for example, this one, it needs to be less than 7 characters, so let's make it less than 7 characters like that. And so that should make that particular test pass. And then this one disallows non-alphanumeric characters, so let's get rid of the non-alphanumeric character, and now that one's passing. This one, it says it disallows passwords that don't contain a digit, so if we remove the digit, then that should start passing, except we verified that that test will fail, so let's comment that back in, and now that test is passing. Let's verify the uppercase letters of our function that these tests are actually testing. So if I comment this one out, then the test that should fail is the one that verifies that it needs to be longer. So here it disallows passwords less than 7 characters. Perfect. And then if we come down to the non-alphanumeric, the test that should be failing here is the non-alphanumeric one. Great. And then we come down here, the test that should be failing is the digit, contains a digit, there we go. And then the uppercase contains an uppercase and lowercase. And in your eagerness to do all this, make sure that you have the syntax proper so that it actually compiles. There we go, lowercase letter. Perfect. And now we can comment everything back in, and we can feel confident that the tests that we have are actually verifying that the function functions properly and that somebody couldn't accidentally come around and break our function, thanks to having tests that actually give us confidence that the function works. So when you're writing tests, always make sure that that test can fail in the way that you expect it to fail. My mic was off this whole time. Thank you, Fernando. My bad. Sorry about that. Good. Let us, yeah, so this is good. Active, save all. I hope that this actually publishes. Where'd my thing go? There we are. Git add, commit, add, make, test, fail, post. All right, pushing that, and there we go. Let's take a look at Gatsby Cloud dashboard. Build canceled 2 days ago. That's not great. Oh, these are all just, I deleted those PRs and stuff, I guess. Okay, cool. Well, I'm just going to assume that this is going to pass, and I'm going to go have lunch. And yeah, I may come back and stream some more this afternoon. I'm not sure. I've got some things I need to get done, so we will see. But thanks for joining me on this journey. I didn't really do what I expected to do for my blog post today. Peace.